Hello, friends, and welcome back to r/Tales from Retail. And it's time for another set of stories about crazy people. And the first of them is about a young man who on the first day of work was left alone to watch a gas station. But before we start, if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss a new video every single day. And our first story. That time I accidentally took a whole convenience store hostage. This was back in, I want to say 2005, before the proliferation of smartphones, etc. It's about the time I worked at a gas station/convenience store for one whole day and ended up as a manager, and a district manager's worst nightmare. I'd taken the job not 2 days before and was told to show up at 7 a.m. on Monday for training. No big deal, right? The manager certainly seemed stable enough at the time, but I suppose that's what they say about all the crazies. So I show up at 7 a.m., bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, ready to get to work. I'm immediately introduced to the young lady who's been tasked with training me. The manager spends the first 20 minutes of my shift not training me, but ranting and rambling about how she just worked a double graveyard and how she's bushed and how this place just sucks her dry. You get the idea. She then reiterates that this young lady is going to be with me all day, training me step by step, and is then gone in a puff of smoke. Gone home to get some much-deserved sleep, leaves her home number on a scrap of paper behind the counter in case of emergencies only. Sensible enough. So we get down to business. The young lady is shocked that I'm already somewhat register and computer literate, so she takes the opportunity to abandon me in the back room, doing a few hours of computer training that I gather is supposed to encompass the entirety of my day. When I finish my computer training, I step out into the main area of the store to be relieved of duty. She instead informs me that we're now going to do some hands-on training. Weird, but fine, I guess. I mean, I'm not going to scoff at a few extra hours on my paycheck, so whatever, let's do some hands-on work. The hands-on work goes on for about an hour and a half, bringing my day to about 4.5 hours at this point. Then she pulls me aside and announces with a crap-eating grin on her face, "You know what? I think F this place." F this place, I say? "Yeah, man, F it. It's bullcrap anyway. F everything. I quit." Like in 2 weeks, I say? "Like I mean right now." What? With that, she tears off her smock, lights a cigarette, and walks out of the joint, leaving me to mind the store alone. I don't know how to do cash drops. I don't know how to do most of this crap. I've been here for 4 hours tops. You got to be kidding me. She locked the door to the back room, shoved the key underneath the door, and was gone forever. So, like the nice young man I am, I call the emergency number. Phone rings and rings and rings for maybe 2 minutes straight before she finally answers mid-snore with a befuddled, "Zuh?" I promptly explain the situation and tell her that I need help. She tells me hold tight and that she's going to call her assistant manager to come help. Yeah, you know where this is going. Assistant manager never shows. I'm waiting for another 2 hours. Assistant manager never shows up. I call the manager back, same deal. 2 minutes of continuous ringing. Promises to do something, hangs up on me. We go through this process 4 more times over the course of 2 more hours when the next person on shift is due to show up anyway. He never shows. Naturally. I call the manager until she finally just takes her phone off the hook so I can't call her anymore. This is the part of the story where I start to freak out. I have no other numbers. I know no one else who works here. I am alone. No way to clock out, no way to hide, no way to lock the doors, nothing. Just work, only work, forever and ever and ever. I can see that this is now how I die. I'm sure of it. I'm in a really crappy, boring version of Final Destination. At this point, I feel the need to call out the dudes who ran the tattoo shop across the street. They'd been coming in for Cokes and energy drinks and such throughout the day and had taken a keen interest in my well-being. They were pretty up on the situation and kept me reasonably calm throughout the day. They noticed I was starting to freak out and asked what the situation was. I explained. Just like that, these guys jump into action, bring me their phone book with all the numbers of the other stores in the area circled. They go to the local taco cart and give me a plate of tacos and a Coke to keep my strength up. I'm not into dudes, but I considered asking these guys to marry me then and there. Fueled by tacos and sure unadulterated panic, I started making calls. Other stores are shocked by what's happened, but they don't have anyone to spare. They've got no one. But one of them gives me the district manager's home number. Bingo! I explained the situation to him and listened as he went from perfectly congenial to absolutely terrified. He tells me, I'm coming down there to personally relieve you from your shift. But then he says the perfect combination of words to set me off. But I'm going to need about an hour and a half. Is that okay? Welcome to my breaking point. I began to shout and shout and shout. No, that's not all right. Tell you what, district manager, either you get down here in half an hour or I'm going to open the cash registers, the safe, turn the gas pumps on unlimited run and go home. Is that what you want? Free gas and free money for everyone who comes into the store until there's no more money? Is that what you want? I'll be there in 20 minutes, he says. I have officially been taken hostage by the store and have taken it hostage in return. I am now the crazy person in the situation. I'm the movie bad guy. I'm the one making demands. But you know what? He got there in 15 minutes flat. And you know what? He was very nice. He apologized profusely, even helped me actually kick in the locked backroom door so I could clock out all proper-like. It's 10:30 p.m. Finally. But then, the manager, in her pajamas, eyes bloodshot and wild and murderous and back from the dead like the last bad guy in Die Hard, comes storming into the store screaming at the district manager, who had apparently gotten her to answer her phone during his trip over. How dare you effing tell me how to run my store? I swear to F, you've been telling me what to do for too long now, and I'm telling you for the last time. The district manager turned to me as the manager was shrieking and said something that made me start laughing like a psychotic. Go home. I've got this. Crap, you don't have to tell me twice, amigo. I'm gone. When I get to the door, finally he calls after me and says, I really hope this doesn't affect your future with the company. Yeah, I never went back. And our next story. Are you going to discount it? Quick story from last night. Little background info. I'm a shift leader at a retail pharmacy, and that makes me the only one that can give discounts when I think they're deserved. At around 9:30, my cashier called me to the register because a customer was refusing to move or finish her transaction. On my way to the front, I could hear the woman shouting that she wanted a manager. Clear sign that this was going to be interesting. I go to the register and ask what I could do to help. Now this woman, we'll call her DL for discount lady, was standing at the register, red-faced and screaming, with a cart full of St. Patrick's Day crap. Mid-40s, I'm guessing, in low-rise jeans, crop top, and too much makeup. She was a sight to behold. DL, calming down just enough to spew her demands. Finally, can you help me? This girl refuses to listen to reason. Me. I'm sorry, can you explain what the problem is? All of this is supposed to be clearance. Oh, I'm sorry for the confusion, but none of this is on clearance. St. Patrick's Day is tomorrow, so this won't be discounted until at least the day after. That's what she said. But she said you can give discounts if you want, so I want this discounted. You're not going to sell it all otherwise. You might as well sell it for a little less. You're going to put it on sale eventually anyway. My cashier and I exchanged a look of pure confusion and disbelief. I can't discount anything that isn't damaged. If you come back in a few days, it'll all be on sale. She gave me a look like I'd just used her infant as a football. A cross between horrified and angry beyond words, she sputtered and managed some half-words. Apparently incoherent with anger, she stormed off down the paper aisle. I head back to the office to watch her on the cameras. That much anger never ends well in my experience. She started knocking things off the shelves, mostly paper products so nothing breaks, just making a mess really. Don't hate me for letting her mess stuff up. I cleaned it up myself so my coworkers didn't have to. But then she quickly checks the aisles for other people. Seeing none, she starts tearing into the packaging of some of the products, not damaging the item, but it's still not something we could put back on the shelves. She stuffed a few more into her pockets and headed back to the register. Before my cashier could even call me, I was on my way back. Instead of screaming, she acted as though we were intentionally wasting her time and inconveniencing her. Well, if you're not going to be reasonable, I at least want these damaged items discounted so I can hurry up and get home. I have things to do and can't waste any more time here. Me. Can you show me the damaged goods? She showed them to me and I rang them through, pretending I was going along with her nonsense, asked her for her store card. She clearly thought she was going to get away with damaging the items herself. All right, that'll be XXX. What about the discount? Normally I would lower the price of damaged goods, but seeing as how I watched you damage them, I don't think the discount is warranted. Would you like me to add on the items in your pocket, or have you decided against them? Yeah, cameras are quite handy, you know. They catch just about everything. The police love them too, because they help identify thieves. At the mention of police, she turned white under all the makeup, and her shoulders tightened in fear. She sighed in defeat and paid full price for all the damaged items and the things she tried to steal. All that for some cheap, green plastic garbage. How sad that people will trade their personal integrity and dignity for some cheap, non-essential crap. And our last story. I'd like a 50% discount. So I work at a large fast food chain in Australia. During the Christmas and New Year's period, we get a lot of rude and disrespectful customers. However, this one takes the cake for me so far. A man, mid-40s, referred to as Jay, with his son, came through our drive-thru the other day. It was really rude and obnoxious while ordering at our speaker box. Surprise there. Anyway, I greeted him at our window, stated the price, around $13.50, and the following conversation ensued. That much? My son makes me come out here 4 times a week. I deserve 50% off for some loyalty bonus. Okay, this is actually happening. I'm sorry, sir, but we don't offer discounts other than the senior or staff. I don't think you've worked here for more than a few weeks. I've actually been working here for over 4 years, and I'm the current manager on duty. Sorry, but this is the price for your purchase. There's no way I can discount it without being presented a pensioner's card with ID or staff ID. I then proceed to read back the price, where he stares at me for a good 10 seconds. I'll be speaking to your manager. I'm sure he'll be pleased to hear from you too after I speak with him. He then proceeded to drive away, and we haven't received any complaint about this yet. I think it's a win for retail. Hey guys, thank you for watching the video to the end, and I'll see you in the next one.